A complex journey of triumph and contradiction. Did you know that a boy who grew up amid family chaos, drug addiction, and economic decline could rise to become the Vice President of the United States? This is not a work of fiction. It's the extraordinary life of J.D. Vance. Often celebrated as the voice of America's forgotten rural communities, Vance's story is anything but simple. In this video, we'll peel back the layers of his journey, his childhood struggles, his rise to fame, and the sharp contradictions that define his public life. Get ready to discover the man behind the headlines. Early life and struggle. J.D. Vance, born James Donald Bowman on August 2, 1984, grew up in Middletown, Ohio, a once thriving manufacturing town. As the local economy declined and good jobs disappeared, Vance's family, like many others, fell into hardship. His childhood was marked by poverty, instability, and a mother battling drug addiction. His biological father was absent, leaving a void that Vance's grandparents filled with fierce, unshakable love. His grandmother, known to him as Mama, became his anchor. Though his home life was chaotic, his mother's relationships changing frequently, Mama's tough love gave Vance the discipline and moral grounding he needed. This raw, often painful upbringing became the foundation of his best-selling memoir, Hillbilly Elegy, which brought his story to a national audience. Vance often frames his success as proof that character and self-reliance can overcome poverty and addiction, but critics argue that he oversimplifies systemic issues like job loss and economic collapse, blaming moral weakness instead of structural problems. They point out that while his personal story is real, the sweeping conclusions he draws about rural America can feel unfair, and that the very public programs he criticizes played a key role in his own success. Military service and academic rise. After high school, Vance made a life-changing decision. In 2003, he joined the U.S. Marine Corps. His 4 years of service, including a 6-month deployment to Iraq as a combat correspondent, gave him discipline, purpose, and stability that his childhood lacked. When he left the Marines in 2007, Vance used the GI Bill to attend Ohio State University, graduating summa cum laude in just 2 years with degrees in political science and philosophy. He then earned a coveted spot at Yale Law School, where he excelled academically and became an editor of the Yale Law Journal. There, Professor Amy Chua encouraged him to write the memoir that would change his life. It's striking that the very government programs like the GI Bill that Vance often downplays were essential to his own rise, revealing a tension between his personal ideology and the reality of his journey. Professional milestones. After graduating from Yale in 2013, Vance worked briefly as a lawyer before moving into venture capital, joining Peter Thiel's Mithril Capital. In 2016, he published Hillbilly Elegy, a memoir of a family and culture in crisis, which became a national bestseller and the basis for a major Netflix film. He later co-founded Naria Capital, investing in Midwestern startups and building a reputation as both a businessman and public intellectual. Political transformation. Perhaps the most striking part of Vance's story is his dramatic political shift. In 2016, he was a vocal critic of Donald Trump, privately calling him reprehensible and even America's Hitler. Yet by 2021, when he launched his U.S. Senate campaign in Ohio, he had fully embraced Trump, publicly apologizing for his past remarks. This reversal helped secure Trump's endorsement, a key factor in Vance's 2022 Senate victory. As a senator, Vance focused on immigration, manufacturing revival, and rail safety, sometimes working across party lines. In 2024, Trump selected him as his running mate, and Vance became the 50th Vice President of the United States, one of the youngest in American history and the first millennial to hold the office. Critics view his political evolution as opportunistic, while supporters frame it as a genuine change of heart after witnessing Trump's policies. Philosophy and criticism. Vance's core belief is self-reliance, the idea that poverty and addiction can be overcome through personal responsibility and moral strength. Yet his detractors argue that this philosophy ignores systemic forces like globalization, economic decline, and failing public infrastructure.
They highlight the irony that Vance himself benefited from government programs such as the GI Bill, elite education, and venture capital networks, resources unavailable to many he now represents. Moreover, his increasingly combative political rhetoric, at times endorsing aggressive tactics against opponents, has raised concerns about whether his early empathy for struggling families has narrowed into a more partisan stance. J.D. Vance's journey proves that a personal story can shape national politics. His rise is not only the result of hard work and determination, but also of government programs and political movements that opened doors along the way. It's a reminder that success is rarely just individual. It's also about timing, opportunity, and the systems that support us. What do you think of J.D. Vance's story? Is he a symbol of grit and perseverance or of political calculation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this story inspired you or made you think, like the video, share it with friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss more motivational life journeys like this one.